Got that now? And can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
You can see my screen? Okay, perfect. I'm
All
gonna
screen
put a-
now.
You
As
just
opposed,
need to share the screen, the entire screen.
Oh, is that good? Can you see it?
Yes, now yes, thank
Okay.
you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So with you today is myself, as I shared, and Lucy Avina. She is our operations assistant. She's the one who's she's the magic behind all of this, ensuring that it gets recorded and we'll be here to ensure that all of your questions are answered and bring things to my attention. But she is the magic behind everything that happens here. So today we're going to talk about the fast track to ICF Credential, which is the level 1 with ICF. We are a level 1 ICF accredited coach educator. And what that means is that our focus is truly on helping people get to that ACC credential. So I always start with the end in mind, much like AWS with their PRFAQs. We start with the end in mind, we work backwards. So here's what it is. The credential requirements for the ICF credential has 5 requirements: education, experience, mentor coaching, performance evaluation, and the exam. The education has to align with the definition of ICF coaching, the definition, their core competencies, and their code of ethics. So to obtain an ACC credential, you have to have 60 hours of coach-specific education. Our fast track to ICF credential checks that box. You have to have experience hours as well. To obtain an ACC, you have to have 100 hours of coaching experience. And those 100 hours, you have to have 75 hours of paid coaching hours. I see we have a question here real quick, because again, I want it to be very interactive. Do we get a copy of the recording slides? Yes, you do. You get everything here, the recording and the slides as well.
Thanks. Just want to know what I need to.
No, very good, very good. No, not a problem. I want to make sure that, again, this is open, this is interactive. So we have experience hours. It's 100 hours. 75 of those hours have to be paid coaching hours. If you choose to come into this program, you will be doing much of your coaching hours or practice coaching hours with peers from your cohort. And because you're paying for the program and they're paying for the program, it becomes a bartered exchange. And from the moment you start your first accredited module or course, then any coaching that you do outside of the classroom, you can record that as paid coaching hours. The ICF does not require or stipulate how much you can charge anyone. It can be bartered. It can be 25 cents. It could be $1,000 an hour. Whatever it is that you want to charge is going to work. And then I also want to share with you in this experience hours, it's really an honor system. You're gonna download an Excel spreadsheet, and you're gonna log that time with people that to reach your 100 hours. That log does not get submitted at the end of the program or when you get ready to take your exam. You just have to have it on hand should you get audited, all right, by the ICF. The third requirement is mentor coaching. There are 10 hours of mentor coaching that's required. 7 hours are group mentor coaching. 3 hours are one-on-one mentor coaching with a PCC or MCC, which is a professional certified coach, or a master certified coach, ICF Credentialed Coach. And so because all of our programs or all of our classes are taught and instructed by an MCC or PCC level credentialed coach, you will get your choice of one of 3 options. And you'll be able to work the one-on-one mentor coaching there. In one of the modules, you'll have your group mentor coaching, which is your personal fundamentals class. You'll have in that course, you'll be able to have your group mentor coaching hours done there. The fourth requirement is performance evaluation, and that is where you have to have and submit a recorded transcript of a live coaching exchange. When you submit it, it also has to be evaluated, and you have to pass. It has to be evaluated by an ICF credentialed or accredited assessor and evaluator. Because we are level 1 ICF accredited coach educator, we actually have some ICF evaluators on staff. And so for our students, we're able to do that assessment, do the pass or fail, and determine pass or fail within 3 to 4 weeks. There are programs where you have to get out of the program, go directly to the ICF and submit that recording and wait for that assessment. It could take somewhere between 18 and 20 weeks. And that is, you can find that on their website. Carol, I believe you had a question.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you just clarify. So I'm just thinking like you have a vested interest in us passing that.
Yes.
That assessment.
Well,
So is it better to have someone outside of the organization evaluate versus someone inside the organization?
Oh, that's a great question. But here's the thing. They are ICF evaluators. So it's not that they give preferential treatment to any of our students. They would lose their credential immediately if that were the case. What really helps, what we do, again, we're maniacally focused on getting you to pass the ACC exam, right? That's what we're here to do. So in the mentor coaching, that's why mentor coaching comes first. It's so important because that mentor coaching and that group mentor coaching is going to help you feel very confident when you have that exchange and it's recorded and you submit it. In this program, because there are people who fail, you get a second chance in this program to submit, to resubmit. Does that help you, Carol?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. The last requirement is the actual exam. It is a 3-hour multiple choice exam, and that is proctored directly by the ICF. There is a fee associated with that, and that you pay directly to the ICF. But what we do here is we'll help you put everything, bundle everything together, submit it to the ICF so you get invited to take the exam. Do you have any questions on this slide? If there are no questions on that slide, then let's talk about the program overview really quick. Our program, our Fast Track to ICF Credential, has 2 components. The first is education. The second is credentialing. There are 7 modules altogether, and we'll go through these modules very quickly as an overview. The first module you'll take is Coaching Skills Training Program. And it's our 555 Coaching Skills Training Program. It has been taught to well over 40,000 people globally. This program starts and creates the framework, the guiding principles, the core, the guiding principles, the process, and the skills to go ahead and create that framework for a coaching exchange. That is what you'll use throughout the program to do your coaching. The second is coaching fundamentals to really tie in those core competencies and the code of ethics as it aligns with the International Coaching Federation. You have personal groundwork for coaching. And these hours are hours that are attributed by the ICF for each of these modules. Personal groundwork. So in the end, you will receive 116.9 hours for this program, this program completion. The third module is personal groundwork for coaching. It's my favorite module. It's a module where you start to take an introspective look into how you want to show up as a coach, who you want to be. It starts to really define the depth and breadth of experience that you have in your world, and then defining what type of coach you want to be, right? This is where people make the decision to be a career coach or a life coach. I had someone who at this level identified as a death coach. She had 2 parents who had passed away very close, and she didn't feel like she needed therapy. She wanted really somebody to coach her through the experience. And so she's now doing that for people. It's just absolutely beautiful. My favorite module, actually. And then the 4th module is Advanced Coaching Skills Practicum. This is where You have your mentor coaching hours, your group mentor coaching hours, you're coaching with your peers in your cohort. The cohort is no more than 20 people. It's between 15 and 20 people. And this is when you start coaching with, I mean, you really start to evaluate them as it aligns again with the core competencies and the code of ethics. The fifth module is the mentor coaching, and that is where you have the one-on-one mentor coaching with the PCC and MCC coach you've chosen. And so that ends that education track. And then we have the credentialing assessment prep course. And that is where we start to actually, we have the credentialing success course. That's the performance evaluation, you know, where you do the recording, you use our tools and you submit the recording. And then you have a credentialing assessment prep. And that is much like the SATs. It's where you're going to look at like questions, identify them, and assess how to answer them. After you finish that, both of those, what we call the fast track to ICF credential bundle, together, these will cover the education hours, the mentor coaching, the performance evaluation, and you'll earn an ICF ACC. And then once you do the exam, you'll obtain your ICF ACC credential. You will receive from the International Coaching Group, also known as Coaching Out of the Box, you will receive a certification from our program. So the fast education, as a recap, 555 coaching skills training program, coaching fundamentals, personal groundwork, advanced coaching skills, and then mentor coaching program, credentialing success course, the credentialing assessment prep. It's all included in here. As I shared, you finished the program with 116.9 hours. And I see we have some questions here really quickly. Let me ask, do I need a prior coaching experience, and how long is the program? Excellent question. I was just going to share that as well. It is, the program is approximately 6 months. The program is recorded. The classes are all online. They're live recorded, and they are 90 minutes at length. The program is about 6 months, 7 to 8 months, depending on, when you finish your exam, when you get it scheduled and complete it. So around that time, that length. Kevin, you have a question?
Yeah, thank you. Great
You're welcome.
information. You mentioned in module 3 that's usually where people kind of discover their purpose, right, of where they want to be as far as coaching.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that. So is this like a broad-based program, or do you have certain disciplines? In other words, I'm just thinking, you mentioned the death coach, which I had never thought about, which is interesting.
Yeah.
So how does the institution, ICF, prepare people for so many different areas, right, or topics of life? Like, how do you credentialize someone wants to be a death coach? Maybe I want to coach people who have goldfish. I don't know. I'm just throwing but
that's a great question, Kevin. First of all, it's an unregulated role, right? It's much, in financial services, you have all these regulatory compliance, you have all these credentials, right? These, all these certifications. When they started the International Coaching Federation, that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to add and, have these guardrails, right? These requirements. So they wanted to add this validity to an understanding of the coaching exchange. And that's, Kevin, this coaching exchange transcends any discussion or conversation you're going to have with anyone, right? Because as I said at the outset, coaching is a conversation. As it's defined by the ICF, it's a partnering and a collaboration between you and a group and you and one-on-one. And what you're doing is, through thought-provoking questions and insight, you are going to help them unlock their personal and professional potential.
okay. So that makes sense now. So
Yeah.
it's basically the foundation. And so for someone like myself,
Absolutely.
a practitioner, they can use whatever overlay of domain experience they have and apply the methodology to their particular discipline, correct?
Absolutely. And Kevin, interestingly, the 555 coaching skills training program that actually has been modified to where we go into corporations and we train their leadership
Yeah.
just on that module for 2 days. We go in there and we help them with not only obtaining those coaching skills, and we also do a practicum with them. In fact, on Saturday, I will be speaking at the Arizona State University PMI Summit to talk about project managing through a coaching lens. And it's been received overwhelmingly well because it's elevating that skill set in project management. And as you know, PMP certifications are really something, right? It's a game changer. So yes. I think, let's see if we have another one here. If I have another question here, what is the cost of the program? Absolutely. Thank you very much. The cost of the program is in the US, it's $4,500. It includes everything we talked about here today, other than the exam. We cannot do that. And as I said, that there's a fee that's associated with that. And I think it's around $300 with the ICF. If the Canadian cost is $5,470, it also includes all of your digital books and materials. It also includes, after you graduate, 2 years access to the student portal, which has everything, has information galore. It proves to be quite valuable when you're starting and launching your coaching business. So here's a copy of the certificate from the International Coaching Group, also known as Coaching Out of the Box. You'll receive 116.9 hours attributed to this program with the ICF. There's some renewal requirements, much like CCEs or continuing education. So that's important. Carol, you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to go back a moment to the coursework itself. So you said they were live recordings. Does that mean the cohort is live together? It gets recorded in case anybody misses something, or is it a live recording that was done at some other time that we have access to and we're not actually in a cohort interacting live?
Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to clarify that. It is 90 minutes live online, once and twice a week, depending on how the modules fall. When they start, they're recorded. Everyone's there. You're allowed by the ICF to miss up to 2 classes per module. So you have 7 modules. You're allowed to miss up to 2 classes per module. You will have to make up those classes to get credit. And you watch the recording and answer some questions from the coach facilitator. Great question, Carol. Thank you so much.
And then can you explain a little bit more about the student portal, or maybe you'll get to that, but
Sure.
like what you
No,
said.
the student,
specifically.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The student portal is that place where you're going to go every single time you want to start your class, you want to look at your materials, you want to read watch the videos or the slide decks. You'll have all of that information. It's a place built for the students. We also have the Slack channels, which again you can access through the portal, and that Slack channel is how you will communicate with your cohort. You will really get to know the people in your cohort. We have anywhere from licensed and registered psychotherapists. We have PhDs. We have professors from Stanford and from Duke. We have nurses and doctors. We have so many people who are incorporating is, in fact, I think of organizational development, change management, HR business folks who are in this program. The United States Coast Guard uses our program, as does the Doctors of BC. So some government agencies, and we're very, very proud to be able to support that coaching education journey.
Another quick question.
Yeah,
Sorry about the closed captioning.
you're good, no worry.
You mentioned your alumni network. First of all, what's the difference between this program, which is called a fast track, and your other ICF programs? Like, are they longer? Do they cost more? And then you mentioned your alumni. Do you have like an outplacement or an association with your alumni to help coaches leverage relationships, you know, depending on what their field of expertise is and where they want to go with the credential?
Great question. So the first is, if you take these courses, you could take all these courses individually. We can even, even there are people who come to our organization because they have maybe 20 hours of ICF accredited education, and we can coordinate through our program advisors. We're able to, and our student advisors, they're actually able to create a program that would best help them, so they don't have to start from scratch, start all over. So a lot of these can be taken individually, but if you take them individually, ad hoc, then it ends up costing a lot more money. So what we found was, we take this $4,500 program, which, by the way, is, if you go to Rutgers University, it is $18,500. If you go to Harvard Business, it is well over $18,000. And so, but again, their programs are ICF accredited, just as our programs are ICF accredited. The founder of Coaching Out of the Box was really someone who was thinking outside the box. And the mission is that we believe that everybody should have coaching skills, and it's our mission that they do. And by doing that, this is a great price point for people. And there are other people who it just becomes a means to an end, right? In all reality, they are required now, because there's this tipping point in this coaching industry where now they want some validity, they want some certification and credentialing. So many organizations are now requiring their leadership in HR and change management, and even in physicians, to have an ACC credential. The second question you had is, do we help coaches leverage relationships post-graduate? Is that correct, Kevin? Is that
Yes.
what you, that's good.
Yeah.
Great. I want to make sure I address that. This is something we're working on. However, I will tell you that because you're so close to your cohort, that it almost becomes organic. And because all of our coaches, many of our coaches have their own coaching practices, many of our students engage with them as well. So they have a wonderful, wonderful avenue of knowledge of, and experience from those coach educators and those coach facilitators that you have. But we don't have anything formally right now, Kevin.
Okay, well, it's good. I'd be curious just to know, like, how many people have the certification. I mean, I've been looking on LinkedIn, and quite a few.
Quite a few.
Yeah, quite a few respected peers and people in the industry, I noticed.
Mm-hmm. And but a lot of them, they have that. I still keep in touch with 4 of the women in my group, and we meet every month. Every month we meet. They, one managed correspondent events for the White House, and she just quit her executive VP job and started her own coaching firm. Unbelievable. It's great. It's transformative. It really is. What I found is that not everyone with a credential is, just coaches everyone and everything, right? So they're very focused. And I had this one friend, B. Trost, who graduated here. She said, coaching fills this gap between someone's best friend and their therapist. And so that gap is so big right now, and it's getting bigger and larger, that, that's why coaching matters. And much like athletic, athletes, they have multiple coaches for different areas of their physiology, right? And how they're going to play the game. I think there are a lot of people out there that choose different coaches for different things, whether it's personal or professional. So I'm seeing a big uptick in that credentialing, Kevin. So that's a great observation.
And last question, because I've taken some, you're right, cost is very, I think, reasonable. I've taken some classes through Cornell and stuff, eCornell.
Yeah.
The payment, is it a one time? Is it broken up? Maybe that's
Yeah.
the logistics, but I'm just curious, like,
No,
can someone get started right away, and how is it?
No, that's great. There are 3 payment options for us. You can pay in one lump, register right online. The second is a 3-month payment plan, and then the last is a 5-month payment plan.
Okay.
The next cohort starts actually on October 4th, and there still is time to register. October 4th, and it's an evening cohort. We have evening cohorts and we have day cohorts. The evening cohort is from 5 to 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. And the program starts on October 4th, which is, I believe it's a Thursday. Lucy, correct me if I'm wrong, but it is a Thursday. And then, of course, as I shared, sometimes you'll have 1 class a week, other times you'll have 2, but they'll always be on Thursday, Tuesday, or Thursdays, or just Tuesdays. All right.
And what about the next daytime course?
The next daytime course will be in January. That daytime course, it is from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
9 a.m. Pacific.
Yes.
How come that one's 2.5 hours and the other one was only 1.5?
No, I'm sorry. Is it Lucy? It's, I don't know why. 9 a.m. 9:30 a.m. to
9:30 to 11.
9:30 to 11. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. 9:30 to 11 a.m.
Same days,
Thank you.
Tuesday, Thursdays?
That one, I believe, and I don't have it I believe that one's going to be a Monday, Wednesday. Lucy, can you confirm that for me?
Yes.
It is a Monday, Wednesday?
Yes. The next cohort and date. Yes.
Yes, perfect. That's January. Yeah, exactly. So
And
I have I think someone
I'm sorry,
else
for
had a question.
clarification, I have a quick question. You said the
go
next
ahead.
one is October 4th. That is a Wednesday. Is it a Monday, Wednesday class then? Or is it, I thought you said it was Tuesday, Thursday, just clarifying.
On our next cohort,
Yes.
our next cohort is on Lucy, that's on
Wednesday?
October. It's on October 4th, right? Our next cohort?
That's a
It's
Wednesday.
on
That's Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday. So that'll be Wednesday, yes. So that'll be Monday, Wednesday.
And then
Karen.
the next cohort on November, it's gonna be Thursdays and Tuesdays.
And Tuesdays, okay. So yes, so Karen, on October 4th, it's those classes will be Wednesday and Monday. The November cohort is still an evening cohort, and that is a Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay, and when was that one start?
November 2nd.
Okay, and I'm sorry, that one is 5 to 6:30 as well?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So someone asked in the Q&A, someone asked the question, what's the homework? Right? The homework's going to be a lot of coaching. So you have about an hour to hour and a half of homework per class. And you coordinate that with whomever you will be paired with in your cohort. So I have a few more things before we close. Does anyone else have any other questions?
Do you have a date for the January, just so I can, because I'm coordinating it with school, teaching schedule?
I think at the end of the week, we're gonna have it, but I can send you the details to your email.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and update you on that. Our 2024 calendar is being finalized now.
So I do have a question. Let me just get this straight. October class, a November class, and a January class.
Yeah, that's correct.
And it's 6 months straight through.
That's correct. That's correct. And remember, you can miss 2 classes per module. And there's 7 modules.
And can you make those classes up on
You
the
have to,
other
yes, you'll have to
calendar?
make up those classes. Yep. Mhm.
Like in the
Yep.
January session, or like can the October class session, like in the October, like if I'm in the October session that starts next week, can I make up those classes in November, or do I have to make them up within the same program? Does that make sense? Because it just seems like they're so close. Like I'm assuming like a lot of the material is going to probably even coincide somewhat because they're launching. So
It works out so well. It really does, because you're going to follow the cohort and you're going to follow that path, every class in that order. Yes, and you want to make up that class as soon as you can, is really what it is. Just make up that class as soon as you can. And it's by watching the recorded video and answering the questions from the coach facilitator. And you do that on your own time at that point.
Okay.
But because you have to have credit for that missed class in order for you to graduate.
And then I might have missed this, but the live portion of it, when do you actually interact with the live coaches? Is that?
No, every class is live. It's recorded live online. So if you and I are in the same, if you and I are taking the October cohort, we're both going to show up on Wednesday.
Okay.
And it's going to be recorded live online.
Okay.
Well, our coach facilitator will be live online. You'll have access to your coach facilitator at all times as well.
Okay. That's good.
So we have a giveaway here. It's part of the 555 Coaching Skills Training Program, and everyone loves this book. It's our 365 Coaching Questions book. So we're going to give that to someone whose birthday is closest to today. So if you can put that in the chat, that would be wonderful. My husband's raising his hand because his birthday's on Friday, but he's not getting it. All right. And then while we do that and you put it on the chat, let's see, I think we have another question here. Oh, we've got July. Okay, they're putting it in there, July 15th.
I do have another question too, when you're.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Let's see what other question do we have here. Let's see this. July 13th, September 30th. Oh, we got someone on September 30th. Karen, oh my God, happy birthday. You obviously win that book. So we're gonna have to, if you can put in the chat and not on the Q&A, just your address, to Lucy, that would be great. We'll get that out to you as soon as possible. That's wonderful. Oh, well, congratulations and happy birthday. What I wanted to share with you today is that here at the International Coaching Group, we are also very in lockstep with the International Coaching Federation. As you can tell, you have found us. We are sponsoring a scholarship for a fast track to ICF Credential. Today is the last day to apply for it. So it is, so you have to apply before Wednesday, September 27th. Today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when it ends. If you or of somebody else, someone who wants to do that, it goes directly through the foundation. We don't get to pick or choose anyone. So it's done that way, but we really advocate for people to have an opportunity to get coaching skills. We have a certified diversity coach program. I don't know, Kevin, if you were on the webinar yesterday, but it was phenomenal. We had a panel of 4 amazing coaches. We will get that recording to you, Kevin, if you're interested.
Yeah.
It would be wonderful if you can give us your email address, just send it to Lucy here, and we will get that to you. But we have a certified diversity coach program. There are prerequisites to take the course, so you would have to take the 555, the advanced coaching skills, and have those classes, and then you can take it. We also have, again, as I said, Wednesday, October 4th, fast track to ICF Credential. And then we have a fast track in November, as we shared already. That's all I have for you. I know we've gone over, but I couldn't be more grateful for the questions that you guys had and just the interaction that we've had today. I hope it was of value to you.
Absolutely.
And I hope, oh, thank you. And I hope that we see you in one of our cohorts coming up. And congratulations, Karen, again. Safe travels back to where back to home, but
Thank you
happy
very
birthday.
much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much. Any other questions? You guys can stay on. I'm happy to stay on and talk some more.
I do have one more question.
Sure, absolutely.
If I were to take another kind of coaching certificate because the timing works out better, can I do module 6 and 7 with you?
You took another certificate that's ICF credentialed, that's
Yeah.
ICF accredited.
Yeah, with a different organization because the timing of the
Okay,
Can I do 6 and 7 with you to just get through the
that's the credentialing success course, or that's the mentor coaching?
no, 6 and 7 I thought was the credentialing assessment prep and the credentialing success.
It
So
is.
let's
So
1 through 5 with another organization.
right. So typically we
Just the-
don't. Yeah, typically we don't do that. We don't just allow for the credentialing success course, because we'd have to. Again, we do a level 1 ICF accreditation, right? So it has to, for us, our program, in order for us to accept that, we take it at the mentor coaching level. So if you wanted to take your mentor coaching with us and then your CSC, then that would work out well. We can accept that.
Just 1 second. I gotta run to this.
Sure, no problem.
Can you answer the phone? Might be for you. Sorry. Okay, that's helpful to know. Just wanting to know if that was an option.
Yeah, no worries.